This is the Miss Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and today we're going to make ketchup. Now I got these bottles of strained crushed tomatoes from, I think it was Food Basics. They were on sale for $6 a case. That's 50 cents a bottle. So I'm going to use 6 of these. Okay, so here I have my crushed tomatoes. Now if you don't have crushed tomatoes, you can use canned tomatoes, just puree them, and you're going to need 6.5 pints. 1 can of tomato paste, a 1/4 cup of salt, a tablespoon of garlic powder, 3 tablespoons of onion flakes, a teaspoon of celery seed, a teaspoon of mustard powder, 1/3 of a teaspoon of clove powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. 1.5 cups of cane sugar. I'm using raw cane sugar, and 2 cups of cider vinegar. Let's get started. Okay, first things first, I've got my crock pot on low, and I'm just going to empty my crushed tomatoes in here. Just enough. In goes the salt, the 2 cups of vinegar. Ooh, this is going to be close. And the sugar. I'm going to put this on high now, and I'm going to crush my spices. And there's our ground spices. This is a lot, folks. Okay, we started off with 6 bottles of tomato sauce, but I saved these bottles. And now I have 7 to can our ketchup in. Now it is not recommended that you reuse commercial bottles, but I've done it for a long time and I'm not going to worry about it. And they're only getting reused once. Here's our lids, cleaned. They've all been cleaned and sanitized in the dishwasher. And our lids are sitting in hot water to soften the seal. Now when I put the tomato paste in this, it was overflowing this, so I had to do it in 2 crock pots. Okay, so I'm going to be using my tall pressure canner as a boil bath canner. So you don't have to lock this down or put it under pressure or anything. I'm just doing it because these bottles are tall and they don't fit in my normal stock pot, which is what I use for boil bath canning. I've got a rack at the bottom, and we're going to fill this up so that when the bottles are in it, they are covered by water. I've put a splash of vinegar in to stop the jars from clouding up. Let's get started. Okay, so here we are. We're going to use a normal funnel. Now again, folks, if you want to use your canning jars, go right ahead. If you want to use a stock pot with a wire rack in the bottom as your boil bath canner, that's fine, as long as the water in the pot covers the jars. And we're just going to fill our sanitized jars to 1/2 inch from the top. I'm holding the funnel up so that it doesn't rest on the jar, because it will create a seal and stop the ketchup from going quickly down the funnel or faster down the funnel. This smells delicious. Okay. Always wipe the rim of your jar, ow, that's hot, with a clean paper towel, clean damp paper towel. Snap your lids on, fingertip tight, and into the canner this goes. So when I have all these bottled up and in the canner, we'll be back. Now I prepared 7 bottles just in case, because we use 6 bottles of this, a pint of vinegar, and a 5-ounce can of tomato paste. But guess what, folks? It cooks down. So we've got exactly 6 bottles. Okay, so these are in the canner. As you can see, the lid is not locked down. It's just resting on top. So as soon as this comes to a boil, we'll set the timer for 20 minutes, and then we'll be back. And there it is, folks. 6 bottles of Homestead ketchup. Now listen, folks. We don't eat a lot of ketchup, that's why I only made 6 bottles. But you can make this in a much bigger batch. And again, you don't have to use bottled pureed tomatoes. You can use your own pureed tomatoes. You just might have to cook it down a little bit longer. This is the Miss Abolfi from our half-acre homestead saying homemade's always best, folks, because you know what you put into it. Take care, guys.